Hey guys, so today I want to share an interesting letter written by a German prisoner of war that had been captured previously. I was pretty surprised to learn that a lot of people don't know that we actually brought over German prisoners of war to mainland USA. Um, I post on Reddit a lot, different Reddit historical groups, and always get comments saying, like just people surprised and just finding out through the post that, we actually held German prisoners here. So since it's something that a lot of people don't know about, and it seems to be kind of a topic or an area that's not really talked about all that much, I figured I would kind of show off one of these letters. And I own a lot of these letters, dozens actually of these German POW letters from the US, but I don't believe I've shared any on the channel as of yet. So I figured I would start with this one. So we're going to be looking at this letter today, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So a little background info before I actually get to reading the letter. This letter was written by a German POW named Heinz. That's his first name. I'm not good at pronouncing German names, so I'm not even going to try to say his last name, but I'll have it up on screen. And German records are kind of harder to find than American records. So I actually don't know when or where or any other details about how he was captured or where he was captured. So he might have been captured in Europe, maybe North Africa, I'm not sure, but he was captured at some point prior to 1944, and he was brought to Camp Barkley, Texas. I believe that's how you pronounce that. And at the peak in March of 1945, the camp housed about 840 German prisoners. So yeah, quite a amount just in that one camp, and there were dozens and dozens of camps throughout the U.S. But Camp Barkley was actually located about 11 miles southwest of Abilene, Texas. But there's another interesting, or a few other interesting things I wanted to quickly point out just before I get started on the letter. One, as you can see on screen, the letter is actually all in English. So this German was one of the few who knew English. I'm sure a lot of them did, but out of all the German letters that I've collected over the years, I can count on one hand, how many were written in English. So it's pretty rare to find that. But that, and as well as the person he was writing to, was a Miss V. Burlingham in Buffalo, New York. So he was writing to someone in the United States. And I don't believe they were related. I did a little bit of background research on her, and I couldn't find anything that would kind of connect them in that way. So my kind of leading theory is that it was perhaps a pen pal program kind of situation, because I know they did that back then. They allowed civilians to write letters to prisoners and, vice versa. So I'm assuming that's the connection here. I can't be 100% positive about that, but I believe that's what was the connection between him writing to her. So yeah, so we'll get to the actual letter now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. The letter reads: Texas, 27th February 1944. Dear Mrs. Burlingham, I received your letter and thank you very much. I shall try to fulfill your wish. I am 23 years old. Billy is exactly of the same age, isn't he? Otherwise, I go to work every day and earn 70 cents a day. If I do not work, then only 10 cents a day. If possible, I shall try to visit you after the war. Otherwise, I am still very well. How are you? With the best of wishes to you and Billy, I remain, yours truly, Heinz. So yeah, that was the letter. I don't have any additional information on what became of Heinz. As I said earlier, German records are much harder to find information on than others. But I don't have any reason to believe that anything bad happened to him in the camp while he was in the U.S. We took pretty good care of them in the camps here in the U.S. So I'm sure after the war ended, he along with the others were shipped back to their home countries. I do know the camp would close in September of 1945. But another interesting thing, one last interesting thing about this letter, or all the letters actually, I read this before. I couldn't find any references to it or anything that kind of proves is real, but it would kind of make sense, and I'll kind of explain why. So it was that these letters were kind of dipped or sprayed or whatever with some kind of like blue or greenish blue dye to kind of reveal any kind of hidden writing or like invisible ink or stuff, things like that. And I have noticed, like I said earlier, I have dozens of these letters, and almost every single one does look like it appears to be sprayed with some kind of dye or something to reveal possible hidden messages. And you can even see it on this one. If you kind of look at the image, you'll see these little bluish, greenish splotches, and you'll find that on pretty much all of them. So I thought that was a pretty interesting information. I can't really say whether it's true or not, but I mean, considering they're on all the letters I own, I'm assuming that was the case. So yeah, that was the letter. Like I said, it's an interesting kind of topic and area that's not really discussed a lot, and it's an interesting part of history. And I have a whole lot of other letters such as this one that I will be sharing over time. It's going to take a while. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of them, but I feel like you guys will, if you're into this area of history, German prisoners back in the U.S., you'll find it very interesting. So, but anyway, that's the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time.